Hello, Kim here with Abundant Life Tarot. Welcome back to another Mystery Mystic Monday. We are continuing the readings for DaVohnte Morgan. DaVohnte has been missing since May 5th, 2020 out of Mount Shasta, California. His girlfriend was the last one to see him outside of the Cold Creek Inn where they were supposed to be staying as a couple. And she was the one that reported him missing on May 7th, 2020. And we're going to delve into some questions. I composed these questions after doing the Mildred Payne's Secret Pocket Oracle reading because I wanted to get a sense of what type of disappearance are we dealing with here. And that helps me to shape the questions that I'm going to pose for the Tarot and Oracle reading. I don't know if there's going to be a part 3. There could be a part 3, just depending on how long this part goes. And if there is a part 3, please watch it. Let me know also your thoughts, your intuitive hits. What comes up for you when it comes to this case? Because if you watch part 1, you'll see that I discuss some theories that his girlfriend proposed as to what may have happened. But I wonder if something else was going on. So that's what we're going to find out right now. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and let's get started with this reading. All right, so we are back for this next part, which is the Tarot and Oracle reading. And these questions were derived after I did the Mildred Payne's Secret Pocket Oracle reading. And I have several questions listed here. A couple of them are going to be asking about whether or not his girlfriend was involved allegedly into his disappearance, or the couple that they came up to see. Do they know of his whereabouts? Did they know allegedly? So those questions will be towards the end of this part of the reading. All right, so the first question is the argument that DaVohnte and his girlfriend had. What was behind the argument? Eight of Cups. A breakup. Someone was moving to emotional higher ground. So it was something dealing with the matters of the heart. Since it's dealing with the matters of the heart, I'm going to pull from my Love Oracle. Forgive and learn. Free yourself, soulmate energy. Okay, so someone was moving on, walking away, saying enough, I'm not going to be able to do this. This actually was over the course of about 8 days leading up to the disappearance, because Cups represents the timing of days for me. So this was actually not just a trip about their relationship, but it also had something to do with a promise of money or some sort of financial gain, a way of not losing, or coming into contact with a group of folks that's leaning on a particular leader with this King of Pentacles. But it was also dealing with someone trying to break away from the relationship. Now, the girlfriend did mention that they argued and that they broke up. the night before he disappeared. She's saying and making it appear that she's the one that was, getting fed up and wanting to leave the relationship, wanting to walk away. But what if it was him that wanted to walk away? In this dynamic, we have the soulmate energy card. At one point, either they felt like they were soulmates that came together and it made for a very tumultuous relationship, or one of the parties really in the relationship really felt like this is my soulmate and we have to stick it through for better or for worse, while the other person was just like really separating and wanting to walk away. Forgive and learn. I forgive you for what you're doing. I could hear the words of the argument kind of playing out in my head. I forgive you. Do you forgive me? There was some sort of transgression that may have happened or may have been appearing to happen. And as a result, free yourself. Somebody wanted to free themselves from this madness of this dynamic here. They were tired of it. It almost felt like a cycle, an emotional roller coaster of 1 minute we are together, we're feeling great, we're riding high. The next minute we are, reconciling or, break up to make up kind of energy. We're constantly in this cycle. And so someone tired of that, they made plans to start to walk away and to move away from this dynamic with the free yourself card. So the argument also stemmed about finances with this King of Pentacles, meaning that there was some discussion of you owe me, or, you can't leave me, you owe me, I've, taken care of you. So whoever that was in the dynamic, they may not have been so keen on the other person walking away, because we see this here. Okay, so definitely mostly emotional, financially, and I sense that whoever this idea was to go to Mount Shasta, they really thought it was going to bring them back together once again. But when it wasn't going in that direction, well, then they had to do something to, make it seem like it is what it isn't. I don't know. All right. Question number 2. So this is more about what happened to DaVohnte. What about his disappearance? What happened following the disappearance? What happened? Page of Cups. Love gone wrong. New love gone wrong. That's interesting to me. What happened? A new encounter with someone? Someone that he possibly knew? I wonder if he knew anybody else. I know he knew a couple of some friends from San Francisco, from his neighborhood, but I don't know. And then his friend or whoever had a girlfriend that lived up there too. Or I'm assuming lived up there. Maybe they were just all agreeing to go to Mount Shasta as a couple's getaway. But I don't know if there's someone else that DaVohnte could have been up there visiting. Some dark energy. Friends. Oh. Whew, I just got a hit to the gut with that. So Spirit is talking about overconsumption, almost very inexperienced at what he's doing, or this, what's going on, overindulging, something having an ill effect. Information, something coming up. not sitting well on the stomach. So, Page of Cups is saying that something happened in terms of his internal systems, like a toxin to the body. It could be sometimes that you drown. Overwatering someone can cause a toxicity to the body. It could be something that he consumed that had an ill adverse effect. This seems intentional. Black magic speaks to an intentional phenomenon or something happening as a result of someone's bad intentions. Okay. So it's not that he wandered off and he did this to himself. And I say that because it was the ill intentions and bad wishes, bad fortune from friends. Here's the friends card. Interpersonal relationships. I sense that, I don't know if his girlfriend allegedly is telling the whole truth about when's the last time she truly saw him. Now, it could be that he encountered this other couple, and we're going to ask about that couple in a moment, but he could have encountered someone else that he felt like he was a friend to or a friend with, and they had ill intentions. And at the very least, they just were not going to help him if he was in distress. We have the rape card. Now, this does not necessarily mean that he was raped. Okay, that's not what this is meaning. What I'm sensing this could be is that something would happen against this person that was out of bounds, that they violated him. They being these so-called friends. There's information between cell phones, messages, in the background, someone knowing like that he would be, wandering off. Something going on with the wandering off. Messages conveying that he left. Remember the stalking card in part 1? Someone close to him was stalking him. And he may have known or not know about this. Maybe he was a little bit naive to how to handle this situation, not realizing how dangerous it was, ignoring vital information that's probably captured through social media records, DMs, emails, exchanges, posts, etc., of what was really going on with his so-called friends. And so, yeah, let's move on to question number 3. Who or what is responsible for DaVohnte's disappearance? The Hermit. And so we'll see if multiple people are responsible. Someone that's not really, it's multiple people. One of the people you don't know much about this person at all. They're behind the scenes, if you will, with the Hermit card. There's a Queen of Swords, a womanly influence involved in this dynamic as well. And Knight of Cups, someone who's a bit irrational, will do something for what is, perceived as love. I'm getting some dark vibes about that dynamic, about who's responsible. Maybe where they live is in isolation or perched up high on a hill or remote. Or this literally could mean that we just really don't know. Peaceful among thorns. That's for this person. So I would say like at least 2 to 3 people are involved. I'm just feeling 3. Anything else about this Knight of Cups? As I do feel like this is personifying someone involved in this disappearance. Triumph of lies. Someone who's been lying and lying and lying and lying. And here's the thing. His girlfriend was mentioning, oh, it could be the cartel. Now, or it could be the KKK or some sort of racially motivated situation, or that he's trafficked. But here's the thing, what I'm picking up energetically, it could be any of those things, but this happened with someone that he knew and respected and trusted at one point or another. And that lies were coming out, triumph of lies with this Knight of Cups. Something might have been going on with this Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords dynamic. The Hermit. And the Queen of My World is interesting. That's why I paired it here. Queen of My World, and she's got a sphere here. It's like, you're not knocking me off my, pedestal. I know what's best, and this is what we're going to do. They're even both looking in the same direction. This is what we're going to do. And there's someone who's kind of removed from the situation, but nevertheless has wisdom, knows what happened to him, knows his whereabouts. So there is at least 3 people who are aware or knowledgeable about what happened. People that he trusted. And look at this. Peaceful among thorns. The thorns are these 2 people who are like swearing, like making this person keep quiet, to stay quiet. Hold on. I'm going to grab my defining characteristics deck. 1 second. We'll see if this produces anything. Let's see. So, peaceful among thorns. So is there any defining characteristics about these people that are involved? We got European features, young. One or more of the people are young or, younger, black hair, European features. Someone doesn't necessarily mean someone who's Caucasian. It can mean that they have white-looking features, white person features, okay? Or European features, Caucasian features, coarse curly hair. Okay. Anything else? There's definitely a male influence. Someone who might be maybe in their late 20s, 30s. Male, maybe she may have an infatuation or love thing for this Queen of Swords. But this person lied and lied and lied. Maybe lied to law enforcement, maybe lied to the family, maybe lied to himself, maybe lied in the past to DaVohnte. He's the triumph of, he's the Knight of Lies. Okay, and he's very much emotionally tied to DaVohnte. So I'm going to put these over here for now. I'll make them neat for their little picture that I take. So yeah, black hair. Most of the folks involved are young, with the exception of maybe this Queen of Swords here. She's more mature, approaching middle age. Okay, but the rest are younger than her. Black hair, perhaps another female who knows coarse curly hair. She knows, her watchful eyes of the situation. She is the hermit. European features, someone, they could even be, they could have some other culture, ethnicity, and, that they're a part of, but that they, have European features. So that could be that, or it could mean a Caucasian person. It very well could. But I'm sensing with the rest of the brown people, I'm getting a strong vibe that these people are brown. Okay, that's what I'm getting a feel for. All right, so we're going to go to question number 4. I'm going to pause here. And then so I can break it up a little bit and take a picture of these cards. So, quick question, Spirit. Did DaVohnte know the person's responsible for his disappearance? Because I'm sensing someone else was involved. The King of Wands is an affirmative card. Okay. He did know the person responsible. Lawyer. This person that knows may have consulted a lawyer, or this has a big glare. Let me turn this. They could have lawyered up. That's what this lawyer card could mean, or it could be someone that he trusted. That was supposed to be like an advocate for him. Someone known to him. This is not a stranger. Although, I suppose it could mean that a mature male who is a lawyer is involved. Could mean that. But the question was, does he know who did this? And that's what comes up. That's what comes up. So, I would say yes. There are certain cards that would say no, he probably does not. But this is an affirmative of yes. Are there any clues on what may have happened? And if so, what are those clues? There's some clues. That's another affirmative card. But it's also speaking to what kind of clues that's available. So let's see what we come up with here. Someone who has health issues, financial records, hold a clue, bank records, financial records, some sort of bank of records, bank of information, weapons involved. Okay, so 6 of Wands speaks to someone who is really singing the praises of DaVohnte, putting him on a pedestal, was screaming the loudest, shouting the loudest. There is evidence found in the tools that this person uses to dole out all these compliments, all this love. And so it does lead me to believe that perhaps this may be speaking to the girlfriend's social media records. I'm saying that because of the health issues card. Not just the health issues part, but all these little images reminds me of like little social media, like images or whatever, what do they call them? Symbols. And so there's something there, and she has someone in this dynamic has a health issue. It could be an addiction that has taken over. It could be that has this person having ideas of grandeur, and that's all like evidence on their social media and in their DMs or whatnot. There's a whole bank of information. There is clues, in the relationships that he had 6 weeks prior to his disappearance. Also, 6 weeks following the disappearance, there is key information happening in the social media background, DMs, etc., for the people closest to him. Okay, there's a bank of information. This also could speak to, I know that there was a card, a chime card, they weren't able to look and see if there was any usage on that card. On his debit card, I think there was no usage as of May 4th, 2020 on DaVohnte's card, but the chime card could not be checked because the law enforcement who's investigating was not able to get an approval of the search warrant for it, these bank records, but there's critical information in them. And weapons. So there is weapons on that either hurt or harmed him, and that is critical clues, or weapons of what was used to cause his disappearance. Okay. This also could speak to someone maybe trying to even imply that he had mental or health issues going on. Someone speaking this out, like projecting that, announcing that, if you will. Okay, so I think I'm gonna pause here, and then I'm gonna clean up this little card sections over here, and then we're gonna move on to the final questions that I have. Be right back. Okay, so we're back. Before we move on to the next questions, I have this young card, and as I was picking up the cards and putting them off to the side, I thought that someone who is supposed to be acting mature for her age or his age acts really, really young. And I think it was also wearing on the relationship that involved DaVohnte. Now, this could have been one of the people that they were going to visit, coming across as very immature, or it could be his girlfriend, or it could have, he could have been maybe frustrated with himself. But there's this young element or young energy, immature energy about the dynamics here. Okay. Now I'm going to move on. And I decided that the question pertaining to where he may be will be in part 3. So check that out, because I'm going to use a different oracle deck that I've started to use to help with trying to find the person. And then I might pull tarot with that. But that's going to be its own standalone reading for DaVohnte. All right, so the next question that we have is, did DaVohnte's girlfriend have anything to do with DaVohnte's disappearance? The Empress, Ace of Pentacles. Okay. Did DaVohnte's girlfriend have anything to do with it? Does she know about the whereabouts or what may have happened? The Empress and the Ace of Pentacles are affirmative cards. They do indicate that there is a potential knowing of what may have happened, knowing that he actually has transitioned. With the Ace of Pentacles, she may have had a hand in burying the information, allegedly. Oh, okay. Blinded to pain, sacrifice. Blinded to pain and sacrifice. What I will say is this. Theirs was a complicated relationship. I can't say whether or not DaVohnte and her engaged in really bad arguments where they became numb to the pain that they were causing one another. It could be that. It could represent that he was blinded. We spoke about that a little bit earlier. Maybe he had been a little naive about this relationship with this woman, this mature woman, and made the ultimate sacrifice. This is the sacrifice card, which was, disappearing. So to me, I do suspect that she may know something may have more of an idea of what transpired. And I would even venture to say, dark hair color, I would even venture to say that she may have seen him after the time that she said she did. And I'll just leave it at that. Look, trauma and man. So, dark hair color, perhaps who is ultimately responsible for the actual physical part of the disappearance causing trauma to DaVohnte, is a man. See, you can barely see it. It says man, trauma, dark hair color. Okay. Could be that this woman, this girlfriend, has natural dark hair color. I don't know. But what I will say is this about the situation, that she knows more than she is letting on. She knows about some trauma dealing with DaVohnte. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Oh. King of Swords tumbled up, and I'm called to reshuffle it. But that is interesting. The King of Swords, that's male influence energy. Did the other couple have anything to do with DaVohnte's disappearance or know of his whereabouts? The Hanged Man. The World. Interesting. Three of Swords in reverse. I would say, yeah. There's definitely some inner circle knowledge. Somebody, it's the cause of the ending to what they know of their situation, or of causing the disappearance, completing that circle. And this card is about endings, okay? The Hanged Man, someone sitting back and knowing something but refusing to move forward with this information. That speaks to that third party who may not have been really involved, but she's really the one to possibly crack with information or insights if pressed, because she's just hanging back here. Her involvement, and here comes that sacrifice here, because that's here and then over here. Two parties, I'm sensing DaVohnte and this other person who may not have been directly involved in this cover-up. They know something, they're hanging back. Three of Swords is about a sense of betrayal. Sense of betrayal, sense of heartbreak. This usually comes up with someone who you're involved with. And Three of Swords can sometimes mean that it was initially not something known that this was happening, but there was a collision course bound to happen, and that there were heartbreak in all directions. Okay. Artificial heart. Someone acting as if they're lovable, loving, a concerned person, a concerned friend, a concerned partner. But in the end, they really only think of themselves. There's a lot of selfish dynamics going on with this couple. And that they definitely had some involvement. I would sense that the male, the one who, the Triumph of Lies card from earlier in this reading, is the person who may ultimately be responsible, allegedly, for the trauma caused to DaVohnte to lead to his disappearance. I say that because of the colorless angel card and anger and chains. Anger and chains. So, you know, it was just a combustible situation, but it does feel partially premeditated, partially planned, in the sense of, you know, this betrayal card, that this couple is a part of the ultimate betrayal, allegedly. Okay, this is all alleged, you all, but this is what I'm asking about this couple. The one, I'm wondering, did this couple actually see him? And I'm getting a yes. They saw him before he passed on. It's affirmed here with the colorless angel, and it's affirmed here with the artificial heart and the anger in chains. What started out was that they were all on a journey together, had come to an end, and that this couple knows quite a bit more than what they have confessed and let on to. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else about this couple. Vehicle. Yep, there's maybe their vehicle up. Social media. Clues in social media. There were clues. I talked about it in part 1 with the Mildred Payne Secret Pocket Oracle reading with the shield card. There was vital evidence in a vehicle. Could have been the rental car. And this is not to say that the girlfriend had something directly to do with his disappearance, but this is to say that someone's vehicle had vital information or evidence. And this vehicle is tied to them. Their evidence could be that they were in the vehicle as well. The vehicle that DaVohnte and his girlfriend traveled in, or maybe their vehicle had some of his evidence in, and of course they may try to explain it away. There may even be evidence on social media of them trying to just try to distance themselves from the fact that they actually did encounter him. And I'm saying this, look at this uncle card. This could mean some sort of relation, maybe a closeness, like a family member. That's how close he felt, and that's why the betrayal was so intense with this 3 of Swords in reverse. So Casino Royale is about a good time to be had. Okay. That's what I'm sensing here. A good time to be had. And did that happen? I don't know. I don't know if, and I can't tell if, I sense that, so after they were caught on surveillance, or that DaVohnte was on surveillance, that he may have encountered this couple, or one of the people in this couple, one of the 2 people of that couple. He may have encountered them, gotten the vehicle with them, but they knew of the fight. 2 of Swords in reverse. They knew of the fight, and there's some sort of loyalty pact. I don't know. It's something kind of interesting to me going on with that dynamic. So 2 of Swords could have been even blindfolded, calling in your soulmate. What is that about? I don't know. Could just be more so speaking to, there was someone who was very indecisive about what to do. Someone really indecisive. Someone having to ultimately make the decision of the 2. See these 2 birds here? And to go ahead and do something in this dynamic, in this relationship, calling in your soulmate. They had to do it for the sake of love. That's what I'm saying. Some sort of pact. I don't know. It's kind of weird. And I'm saying this also because of family. This family card. Mother. A womanly influence here. And forest. Whatever happened to him is also hidden in a nearby forest. Is what I'm picking up on. So I'm not going to make this too much longer here. It's already pretty long, and we're going to stop here now. I've got 2 more questions that we're going to ask in part 3, which is to deal with where could he be? Where are some important clues on where he is actually at? And then also what's next in the investigation. So please check out part 3. Please don't forget to hit the like button on your way out to part 3. And thank you all so much for watching these videos and supporting the channel the way you do. Thank you for your thoughtful comments. I love reading each and every one of them. And I will see you all over there at the next part, the last part of the reading. Take care.